My friend Peter is someone I've worked with for a very long time. When I was 22, fresh out of college, just started working, he is someone who always made himself available to me, whether I needed help, advice, anything. He was always, he always was there to help. Much of my adult personality, both, professionally and personally, is modeled after what I've observed of him over the years. So he just turned 50 yesterday, and I wanted to get a little bit of advice from him on looking back at his 40s, what advice would he give me? This is what he said. I don't know if you know this or not.
Yes?
When I turned 40,
yes,
I created a project, a challenge for myself.
Okay.
That I created a YouTube channel, and I'm posting a new video every single day. So every day that I'm 40, I'm creating new content and creating a new
okay,
video.
all right.
So for today's video, I want to know, because you just turned 50 yesterday.
Yep.
So you just leaving your 40s, me just entering my 40s.
Yes.
What advice would you give me in terms of focus or what kinds of things do you wish someone told you entering your 40s?
Oh. Now that I've gone to 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the biggest thing would be reaffirm what is important in your life, right? And make sure that these next 10 years, and knowing you and knowing your family and where everybody is right now with respect to your family, I think family is really important. Career is also important, but make sure that you're doing the things that grow those areas and create a good connection to those areas and are consistent with those areas. So I think it's really good to, at this point, for the next 10 years, simplify.
Yeah.
Right? Just get back to the basics. Now that you have perhaps a better sense of what the basics are, right? Focus on those 3 or 4 things and and try to do your best and ask yourself the question, is what I'm doing now supporting this 1, 2, 3, or 4 things?
Yeah.
And maybe 4 is too many. Maybe it could be 3, right?
3, yeah.
So, yeah, that would be it. And I think it's not that I have regrets or anything. For me, it feels like a blur.
Yeah.
And maybe in the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years, it's felt more focused. But I burned a lot of time before then. Not having really sat down and figured out what's important. And things change along the way. But I think just taking the time right now to just reestablish and reaffirm for yourself what are those important things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do that now for your 50s, your next decade? Have you thought of different 3 or 4 things?
Well,
you don't have to share them.
Right. No. I mean, I guess I've been thinking more about them recently, but I should probably take my own advice right now.
Yeah.
and do that. Although I feel like I may be doing that kind of inherently,
Yeah.
And maybe not as intentionally as what I'm describing. So that's part of my advice, right? You can be more intentional about it, but you'll probably get to a point where you'll realize what is important. So, and then you might feel, oh man, did I burn too much time? Not really thinking about it, or not having prioritized it, or at least being mindful about it every day. So, yeah, I think inherently I've determined what's more important and try to focus on those things. Yeah, it's a good question.
Good.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you wish you did more of in your 40s?
Or less of?
Yeah.
Probably less work.
Yeah. Okay.
Less things focused around work.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's kind of the inherent part that has now become more apparent to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's That speaks well to me because I've modeled everything after the example you've set for me. So I'll definitely take that into consideration.
Yes.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Good luck to you.
You know what, man? I've
Good luck to you.
always looked to you as sort of my North Star of how I want to behave both at work and at home. Thank you for that presence in my life.
Well, I say the same thing to you, Brandon. I mean, you are always looking for the good in life and good in people, and you exhibit that positive quality, and I think maybe that's where we're kindred spirits in that sense. But you, by being in my life, that always reminds me of, okay, if Brandon were in this situation, he tried to find this good aspect of it, and keep trying for those kinds of things, right? So it's mutual.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely mutual.
Thank you.